It's New Year and you know what that means. The internet is absolutely overrun with people telling us to throw together a vision board, write a list of New Year's resolutions, and then magically become a whole new version of ourselves when the clock strikes midnight. A Cinderella style transformation, if you will. And if I'm honest, the whole New Year, new thing never worked for me. And not only did it never work, but it always left me feeling like a failure when I inevitably gave up on my shiny new overnight lifestyle by the end of February. Or let's be real, the end of January. But here's the thing, over the last few years, I have completely transformed my life. My relationship with stuff, my finances, my physical health, my mental health, my relationships, my career, like the whole thing. I've made it so much better, and I am here to tell you this very clearly. If you can't stick to New Year's resolutions, you are not the problem. The problem is how you've been taught to set goals. So today I want to share how I'm actually setting goals for 2026, why I am not going anywhere near a New Year's resolution and haven't done in years, and how I'm using what I like to call my this time next year framework instead in a way that is realistic, grounding, and sustainable. Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living, and dream chasing, but not in a picture perfect Pinterest board kind of way, in a very average girl kind of way, just so we can make that clear. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, then you already know we are not about overnight transformations here. We are not about pie in the sky goals. We are not about chasing after an aesthetic wonderland. We are about small, realistic, grounded changes that actually stick. So if you, like me, are already feeling exhausted by the whole new year, new me thing, this is the video for you. Let me tell you, for most of my life, I was the kind of person who set New Year's resolutions. Not only that, but every time I set goals, I did it in the very traditional way that I think a lot of us are taught to set goals. Specifically, I set SMART goals. And if you work in sales, then you will be painfully familiar with these. It's giving me flashbacks. So the SMART in SMART goals stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART goals are completely outcome-based. So it's about here's exactly what I am going to do and when I am going to achieve that thing by. So like, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds by the end of February, or I'm gonna make £10,000 in side hustle income by the end of the year. These are the kind of goals that a lot of us are very familiar with. All of the focus for these kinds of goals is on the outcome, not on the process, which is wild because what I've learned is that it's the process that is actually going to change your life. Okay, so let's take the weight loss example, because I know this is a big one at this time of year. A lot of us have been, you know, eating Terry's chocolate orange for breakfast, lunch, and dinner during the Christmas period. Okay, but if you set the goal, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds by the end of February, there are a bunch of different ways that you could achieve that goal, many of which are not sustainable, and some of which are really not good for you. And yeah, you might hit that goal, but then what? Because you were so focused on the outcome, on having a tick next to that goal, of seeing the number on the scale and of being like, hooray, I've done it, you haven't actually implemented any lasting changes to get there, and then you just go straight back to your old habits. Your mindsets haven't changed, your habits haven't changed, your routines haven't changed, nothing has actually changed in any kind of lasting way. And before you know it, you are right back where you started. Sound familiar? Another major issue with this whole New Year life rebrand that we see a lot of people pushing at this time of year is this idea that you will wake up and you will magically just be a new person overnight. Look, let's be very honest right now. If changing your life was as easy as just writing down a list of New Year's resolutions, and then you'll wake up the next day and suddenly you just are capable of doing all of these things and having this life and being this person, and you just got it all together immediately, we would all be out here being the best versions of ourselves. But let's be so for real, okay? Because if you sit down and you say to yourself, do you know what? Starting January 1st, I'm going to wake up every day at 5 a.m. and go to the gym. I'm going to get in 15,000 steps a day. I'm going to drink 3 liters of water. I'm going to read a chapter of a book every day. It's not going to work, friends. It's not going to work. That is just too much change too quickly, my friends. It is too overwhelming. It is not sustainable. And after a few weeks, maybe a few months if you're lucky, you're going to realize that you cannot keep all those plates spinning. And it's all going to come crashing down. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And you're going to give up and end up right back where you started. Again, sound familiar? So what actually does work? I'm so glad you asked. This is where the This Time Next Year framework comes in. And again, this is the exact model, the exact method that I have used to change every area in my life. I'm going from what I like to call the absolute basement of rock bottom, trust me, it was a bleak time, to thriving in pretty much every area of my life. Like, I can honestly say that every area of my life is exponentially better than it was before, just by adopting this framework and setting my goals in this way. Instead of asking, what do I want to achieve in 2026? Sit down and ask yourself, where do I want my life to be by this time next year? What kind of person do I want to be? What kind of skills do I want to have? What do I want more of in my everyday life? And please note, this is not about stuff. This is not about this time next year I have a Range Rover. This time next year I have a Chanel handbag. It's not about external things. Not because those things are inherently bad, although it's bad to want nice things, want what you want to want, but because we are building a foundation for your new life through this framework, and the foundation of your happiness and your contentment and your sense of fulfillment is not going to be built on handbags and cars. It's going to be built on you. It's not about stuff. So it's about your habits, your mindsets, your routines, your skills, your hobbies. Did I say hobbies twice? I think maybe I did. It's not about becoming a whole new version of you or what you think you should be by, you know, looking at everyone else's Pinterest board and what everyone else wants to achieve. It's not about that. It's about leaning into being more of who you are with intention. So here we come down to the nitty gritty. I'm going to show you the practical steps of how to actually do this. So you can grab a piece of paper and a pen and follow along, or just, you know, chill, vibe, reflect, listen. Quick plug, shameless, I know. All the worksheets and activities that I'm about to go through with you are already in my This Time Next Year life planner, as well as a plethora of other things. I mean, this thing is jam-packed with worksheets and activities. I also have a downloadable bundle with these worksheets in that we're going to be talking through in a moment, but you absolutely do not need anything fancy to do this. You can just use a notebook and a pen and that works fine. You are going to start with the spider diagram, and in the center of that spider diagram, it's going to say, this time next year, I am. And all the way around it, you're going to write all of the ways that you and your life are going to be different by this time next year. So instead of, I'm going to lose 5 pounds, this time next year, I am fitter and stronger. Instead of, I'm going to have an extra £5,000 this year, you're going to write, this time next year, I am in better control of my finances. You're not writing a to-do list of outcomes. You are mapping out a lifestyle shift. This is the big difference. We're talking about who you are, how you feel, how you live, the skills that you want to work on, the elements of yourself that you want to focus on more in this year. And that puts the focus back where it belongs, which is on the process, not the outcome. Step 2, we're going to get clarity on how you are going to get from where you are right now to where you want to be by this time next year. So for each statement on your spider diagram, you are going to write 3 to 5 examples of habits you can form or actions you can take that will help you to actually support that and bring it into fruition. So for example, if you write, this time next year, I am a more consistent reader, then you could write things like, I am the kind of person who, and by the way, it must start with, I am the kind of person who, because we are bringing that energy. We're like, yes, I'm doing it. I am that girl. So I am the kind of person who reads before bed. I am the kind of person who listens to an audiobook on my commute to work. I am the kind of person who tries joining a book club. And let's be very clear here, I did touch on this a little bit before, but I think it's a very important point. This whole process is not about aesthetics. It's not about that girl or what you think the best version of someone else looks like. This is very much tapping into what matters to you. What do you want to improve in your life? What do you want to make more of within yourself? It's not about anyone else. I tell this story, so I have an online course, which again, I'll link it down below. But in that, I share this story of how I had an idea of like what the best version of me looked like, but it was based on like Instagram influencers. It was nothing to do with me. And so for a really long time, I was like, I just need to be the kind of girl who has an acai bowl for breakfast. And I don't even like acai bowls, just so we're all clear. I think they're gross. But in my head, I was like, if I'm going to achieve anything in life, I have to eat acai bowls, because those girls who are achieving things in life, they're eating acai bowls. Look, we're not paying attention to what anyone else is doing. If you want to eat an acai bowl, girl, go ahead, you eat your acai bowl, but it won't be me. So this is not about the aesthetic. This is not about what anyone else is doing. It's about behavioral shifts, habits, routines, mindset shifts that are actually going to change your life. Now this is the most important part. Every single day for the next 365 days, you are going to show up and you're going to do one small positive action to bring you closer to that lifestyle and that version of you that you mapped out. And I mean a small action every day. You almost want it to feel like, is this even going to do anything? This feels too small. It feels like I'm not achieving anything. We constantly have it drilled into us that we should be doing more, bigger, better, because that's how you get the best outcomes. But that is, for most of us, how we end up burned out and just giving up entirely. I always use this analogy. So imagine that there's £1 million at the finish line 365 miles away. Could you sprint 365 miles to claim that cash prize? I couldn't. You would potentially get injured, you would get burned out, you would be tired, your muscles would be aching, you'd feel like there's no way I can do this is impossible, you'd give up, you'd go home. No £1 million for you. But walking 1 mile a day, a nice little leisurely pace, that's doable. You can wake up and walk a mile for 365 days and it's going to take you a year, but you're going to get to that finish line, you're going to claim your £1 million and you're going to be like, that was easy. Tortoise in the hare situation. Do you see what I mean? This is what makes the This Time Next Year challenge so different from what a lot of people will tell you to go out and do. It's about doing less over a longer period of time because that is more sustainable. It's not an overnight transformation. If you say to me, hey, Amy, the only positive thing I did today was walking for 15 minutes, that's enough. One walk for 15 minutes is not going to change your life, but 15 minutes every single day for a year, guess what? That's going to add up. This is how change compounds over time. So it's about doing one small positive action a day, every single day for 365 days to bring you one small step at a time closer to that life that you want to live. And here's why this actually works. It doesn't rely on motivation because motivation is fleeting. It doesn't shame you when you slip up. It's not something like the 75 hard, which I detest. It's not about, do the most or you're a failure. It's like show up and do what you can. And that's enough. It doesn't demand perfection and it doesn't create a sense of urgency or panic or feeling like you have to sprint to that finish line because you cannot sprint 365 miles. It is the same reason why my big makeup use up challenge has worked. It's about chipping away a little bit over a long period of time. It's the same reason I've been able to turn my finances around. It's about making small tweaks. I've used this in every area of my life. I promise you it works. And I promise you, you don't change your life by trying to do more and do it faster. You change by doing less, but better, intentionally and consistently. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to either in the planner or in the little bundle that I put together or just on a sheet of paper, you're going to write your spider diagram. Then you're going to write your list of actionable steps that you can start taking to change your life. And then every day you're going to show up and you're going to do one small positive action. If this resonates with you, if you are tired of the rat race of New Year's resolutions that never come to fruition, then I will leave all of the resources that I have for the This Time Next Year challenge down in the description box. Happy New Year, everyone. 2026 is going to be a kick butt year. I can feel it. I know everyone says that every year. Remember when we said that about 2020? What a time to be alive. But I feel it for this year. I really do. Please remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe now. Do it now before you forget. And I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.